Okay, so for sure from question 1 until question 3, nothing is confusing. This is the question 1 is about finding all the terms based on the term-to-term rule given or position-to-term rule given. And then for the question 2, we already have the sequence. We need to find the term-to-term rule, the nth term, and also some next terms. And then for the question 3, we already have the function machine. We need to find the input and output. And then for the question B, we already have the input and output. We need to find the rule for the function machine. Is there anyone having any question regarding the question 1 to 3 before I move to the question 4? Is there anyone who get confused? No? No confusion? Okay. If you have no confusion, um, okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the question 4. For the question 4 in here, we have some expression. From this expression, we already have to find the value when the p is equals to -3, the q is 7. So we have 2p minus q. 2p means 2 times p, and then minus q. The p is equals to -3, the q is 7. So we can write it as 2 times -3 minus 7. 2 times -3, it will be equals to -6. -6 minus 7, it will be equals to -3. And then for the question B, it's supposed to be B. Sorry for the typo. So 5 minus a to the power of 3 when the a is equals to 3. So we will write it as 5 minus 3 to the power of 3. Subtraction and indices, the indices have to be done first. So we do 3 to the power of 3 first. 5 minus 27, it will be equals to -22. Is there anyone having any question regarding the question 4? Is there anyone having any question? Or my voice not audible enough? Or my voice gone again or something? No? Everything is clear from the question 4? No one tell me anything from through the chat box also? Okay. Okay, Ethan, thank you for telling me. Just want to make sure. Let us continue for the question 5. For the question 5, Jake talk a number. So Jake doesn't want to tell what is the number, but he did something to the numbers. He add the number had add 9 to the number, and then he multiplied the result by 5. Because we don't know what number that Jake thought of, we make it as a mystery number. So the mystery number, we keep it as letter X. You don't have to keep it as letter X. If you want to use like letter M, letter A, letter J, any letter, it's okay as long as it is a letter. Because if we put a letter in here, it means the number still mysterious. We still don't know how many is it. And then we just need to change from the sentence put inside to the function machine. Add 9. So in here we have plus 9. After that, for another sentence, multiply the result by 5. Multiply the result by 5. So in here we have times 5. Check answer was -1.5. So this is for the output is -1.5. So for the question 1, we just have to complete the input, the output, and also the rules. That's it. And then for the question B, we have to use the inverse function to work out the number that Jake thought of. Because it is inverse function, we copy paste the function machine, but the arrow will be go in a different way. And then all the calculation in here, we will do the opposite. Like times 5, opposite of times 5 now become divided by 5. And then plus 9, opposite of plus 9, it will be minus 9. So the output is now become like input. So we have -1.5 divided by 5. The result is -0.3. After that, for the next thing that we have to do is subtract it by 9. -0.3 minus 9, it will be equals to -9.3. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe I go too fast for the question 5? Is there anyone who have any question regarding the question 5, or maybe I talk too fast or anything? No question for sure? Hello? Is there anyone having any question? No one tell me anything through the chat box. I think none of you having any difficulties. So I will just move to the next question. Please, whenever you have any question, feel free to interrupt me. You can directly unmute yourself and ask me any question. Or you can type anything through the chat box rather than you stay quiet and you get confused by yourself. Okay, no one's tell me anything through the chat box. So I will move to the question 6. For the question 6 in here, we already have, sorry. For the question 6, we already have a diagram in here. There are 3 patterns. From the patterns in here, we have to find the anthem. To find the anthem, it will be better if you make like a table in here. The table will be having like term, multiple, and also the difference. Term in here, it based on how many boxes are there in each term. So in each pattern. So the first pattern, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 boxes. So the first term will be 4. For the pattern 2, there are 7 boxes. For the pattern 3, there are 10 boxes. And then after you get the number of boxes, you have to check the term to term rule. From 4 into 7, we have to plus it by 3. And then from 7 into 10, we have to plus it by 3. Because the term to term rule is at 3, it means later we have to find the multiple of 3. Multiple of 3, it will be 3, 6, 9, and so on. Because this is only 3 terms, so we just have to find 3 numbers for the multiple of 3. After we get the multiple of 3, we check the difference. To find the difference, you just have to subtract the term with the multiple. So 4 minus 3, it will be equals to 1. 7 minus 6, it will be equals to 1. 10 minus 9, it will be equals to 1. And then the question is about the anthem. Usually when we have to find the position number we will multiply with the term to term rule given. In here, this is the anthem. So the letter N, we will multiply it with the term to term rule given. The term to term rule is at 3, so the letter N we multiply it by 3. After that, we need to add it with the difference. The difference is 1, so N times 3 plus 1. The N times 3, we can simplify it become 3N. So the anthem, it will be 3N plus 1. For this number, is there anyone having any question, or maybe I talk too fast or something? Is there anyone who get confused? No confusion? Hello? Or my internet gone or something? No, right? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the next question. Please feel free to ask me whenever you have any difficulties. Do not keep being quiet. It's okay to ask me any question. Okay. If you have no question, let us move to the question 7. Oops, sorry. For the question 7, in here we already have the mapping function. Multiply the input by 4, then subtract 3. So in here will be times 4 minus 3. The input is x, the output is y. And then we have to make an expression. An expression in here is like a formula. So the x we multiplied by 4 become 4x, and then minus 3 because we cannot simplify it, so let it be as y is equals to 4x minus 3. For the question B, work out the value of x when the y is equals to 31. So we already have the y value which is at the output place because the output is equals to y. So in here we have the output is equals to 31. And then when we already have the output and we have to find the input, we have to do it from the back and do the opposite. In here the arrow supposed to be like going to the left. Sorry, I haven't changed the arrow. So this is supposed to be 31. And then in here, the last thing that we have to do to the number is minus 3. Opposite of minus 3, it will be plus 3. Opposite of times 4, it will be divided by 4. So we have 31 plus 3, which is equals to 34. And then 34 divided by 4, it will be equals to 8.5. So the input when the output is 31 is equals to 8.5. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe I talk too fast? For the question 7, is there anything that I need to re-explain maybe? Or is it clear enough for you? No question? Okay, for sure. Okay, if you have no question, I will move to the question 8. Feel free to interrupt me, yeah, whenever you have any question. Do not keep being quiet. So for the question 8 in here, we already have the term-to-term rule for the sequence. Because the term-to-term rule is quite long in here, there are multiply by 3 then subtract 7. So I will just write it as a function machine. So times 3 minus 7. We already have the third term. We need to find the fourth term. When we have to find the next term, we just follow the function machine in here. So 17, we multiplied by 3, which is equals to 51. Then subtract 7. So 51 minus 7, it will be equals to 44. Yeah. Is there anyone having any question for the question 8a? Or maybe I talk too fast or anything? No? Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the question 8b. For the question 8b, calculate the first term of the sequence. So from the question, we already have the third term. The third term is equals to 17. Previous term before third term is second term. So I'm using the function mapping in here to find the second term. Because we have to find the previous one, or we have to find the input, something like that. So we do the inverse or the opposite. This is negative 7. Opposite of negative 7 will be plus 7. Times 3, it will be divided by 3. So we have 17 as the third term. 17, we plus it by 7, it will be equals to 24. And then 24 divided by 3, it will be equals to 8. But the 8 is equals to the second term. The question is asking about the first term. So we copy again. For the function machine, we start with the second term to find out the first term. So from the second term, we need to plus it by 7. 8 plus 7 is equals to 15. After that, we need to divide by 3. 15 divided by 3 will be equals to 5. So the first term is equals to 5. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe I talk too fast or anything? For the question 8, is there anyone having any question? Hello? No question for sure? Okay, if you have no question, I will move to question 9. Let me know, yeah, whenever you have any question. Do not keep being quiet. For the question 9 in here, we already have the mapping diagram. 8 connected to 4, 12 connected to 6, and then I don't know what number connected to 12. As you can see, there is a rule in here. The rule is divide by 2 when you are going to find the output. But now you are going to find the input. When you are going to find the input, we need to do the opposite. Opposite of divide by 2 is times 2. So we just do 14 times 2. 14 times 2 is equals to 28. That's why the input when the output 14 is equals to 28. And then for the question B, represent this mapping as an equation. You already have the rule divide by 2, so just do x divided by 2. It will be y is equals to x per 2. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe I talk too fast or anything for the question 9? Is there anyone? No? Okay. None of you ask me anything through the chat box also. So I will move to the question 10. For the question 10, we already have the sequence. We need to find the nth term of each sequence. To find the nth term, you can find the term-to-term rule first. The term-to-term rule from 6 into 12, we have to plus it by 6. 12 into 18, we plus it by 6. 18 into 24, we plus it by 6. The term-to-term rule is plus 6. And then after that, you need to find the multiple of 6. Multiple of 6, it can be 6, 12, 18, and 24. So we write it down. 6, after 6 is 12. After that, it will be 18 and also 24. And then we find the difference. And then between 6 and 6, the difference is 0. Between 12 and 12, the difference is 0. So all the difference already balanced, all of them are 0. So now for the n term, you just do n multiply by the term to term rule given, and then you plus it with the difference. So you have the n multiplied by 6 plus it by 0. N times 6, it will be equals to 6n. 6n plus 0, it will be remain 6n. So the anthem will be 6n for the first question. For the second question, we already have 5, 11, 5, 8, 11, and 14. Same, we need to find the difference from 5 into 8, the difference is 3. 8 into 11, the difference is 3. 11 to 14, the difference is 3. Because all the difference are 3, we need to find the multiple of 3. Multiple of 3 are 3, 6, 9, and 12. After you find all the multiple, you need to find the difference. The difference between 5 and 3 is equals to 2. 8 and 6, the difference is 2. 11 minus 9, it will be equals to 2. 14 minus 12, it will be equals to 2. So all the difference are already equal. So we will write the n. We will always multiply with the term to term rule given, because the term to term rule is at 3. So the n we will multiply it by 3. After that, we will plus it with the difference. The difference is 2. So n times 3, it will be equals to 3n. And then we plus it by 2. So it will be 3n plus 2. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe I talk too fast or anything? Maybe my internet gone or anything, so you get confused. Please let me know whenever you have any confusion. Is there anyone who get confused? No confusion? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the question 11. Yeah, later I will be sharing the PowerPoint to the Google Classroom. So if you miss any slide, I can tell you later. You can see through the Google Classroom. But later, if you still have any question, please let me know, or maybe I can just show it to you for the question 5. Okay, is there anyone having any question regarding the question 5? This is the question 5. Is there anyone having any question? No? Okay. If you have no question, someone asked me for the question 7b. Yeah, this is the question 7b. And then this is the question 8. Later, if you still have any question, please let me know. There is a private comment, or maybe like, okay, let me go back to the first question. This is the question 1. The question 1, we already discussed it yesterday. That's why I did not discuss it by today. But if you still have any difficulties regarding the question 1, this is question 1. And this is question 2. There are two slides of question 2, because slide A for the question 2A, slide 2 is for the question 2B. Is there anyone having any question before I continue to the question 11? Is there anyone having any question? No? No question? For sure? Okay. No one tell me anything through the chat box, so I will just move on to the next question. You already done question 10? Okay, before I continue to the question 11, is there anything confusing from question 10? No? Okay. If nothing is confusing from question 10, I will move to the question 11. For the question 11, here is the first 4 term in a sequence. We need to find the term to term rule. So we will check from 6 into 12. We will plus it by 6. We plus it by 6. And then from 12 into 24, we plus it by 12. When you find the term-to-term rule are not constant, it means this is the wrong term-to-term rule. You have to find another way so the number will be constant. 6 into 12, I can do another operation. I can multiply it by 2. 6 times 2 is equals to 12. Now from 12 into 24, I can multiply it by 2. From 24 into 48, I can multiply it by 2. And then when I multiply by 2, all the terms are constant. That's why for the term-to-term rule, it will be multiplied by 2 times 2, or you can write it with the symbol like this also okay. So is there anyone having any question regarding the question 11a? Is there anyone? No question? For sure? Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the question 11b. In a different sequence, the first number is 3. The term-to-term rule is add 2. We need to find the 10th term. And then as I told you, we can find the difference between the given term and also the unknown one. The given is first, the unknown is 10. So first mean number 1, 10 term means 10. So we can find the difference between 10 and 1, which is equals to 9. After we find the difference between the given and unknown term, we can multiply it with the term-to-term rule given. The term-to-term rule is 2, so we do 9 times 2, which is equals to 18. And then because this is the term-to-term rule is add 2, it means for the next number, the number will be bigger. Because the number is getting bigger, so from the original term in here, the 3, we can plus it by 18, which is equals to 21. If it is confusing for you, maybe you can just make list. So the first term is 3, the second term it will be 5, the third term will be 7, and so on. Later you will find out that the 10th term will be equals to 21. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe I talk too fast or anything? My internet gone, or maybe my voice laggy or anything? Is there anyone having any question before I move to the question 12? Hello? No question? Okay. No one asked me anything, so I will assume that none of you having any difficulties. I will move to the question 12. For the question 12 in here, we already have some expression. From this expression, we have to find out which expression that will be having the same value. When we put the a equals to 2, the b is equals to 6. So now for the first block, we have b plus 1. So we will replace the value of b into 3 because b is equals to 3 from the question. So now we will have 3 plus 1, which is equals to 4. And then for the second box, we have 4a minus 3. 4a means 4 times a. So for a minus 3, we can write it as 4 times a minus 3. 4 times a minus 3, we will replace the value of a into 2. So we will have 4 times 2 minus 3. Multiplication have to be done first. So we do 4 times 2, which is equals to 8. 8 minus 3, it will be equals to 5. For the third box, we have AB. AB means A times B. We will replace the A into 2, the B into 3. So we have 2 times 3 is equals to 6. For the last box, we have A plus B. The A is 2, the B is 3. So it will be 2 plus 3, which is equals to 5. Now we need to check from the first, second, third, and the fourth box, which boxes that having the same value. So this is only the second box and also the last box that having the same value, which is equals to 5. That's why I tick the second and also the last box. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe I talk too fast or anything before I move to the next question? Is there anyone who get confused? No confusion? Hello? I'm really asking because not all of you submit the homework. I don't know, is it because the homework is difficult, or is it because you don't want to do it or anything. That's why now I'm discussing it. I want to make sure if I will explain all the numbers. So if you have any question that make you feel like I'm not okay to submit it because I still have some question empty, please let me know which number that we need to discuss it more. Do not be quiet. Okay, is there anyone having any question for the question 12 before I move to the next question? No question for sure. Okay. If you do not ask me anything, I will assume none of you get confused. I will move to the question 13. But before we move to the question 13, I will explain a little about inverse function. Inverse function in here, it's like the things that we do when we already have the output, we need to find the input. So in here, I already have the normal function machine. The input is x, the rule is times 2, and then plus 3. So later for the output, it will be x times 2, which is equals to 2x. And then we plus it by 3, it will be 2x plus 3 for the output. Now if we are going to find the inverse, but now I'm going to ask you to write the equation or the expression for the inverse. So now we have 2x plus 3 for the output. I want it only as x. So we do from the back, we do the opposite. This is plus 3. Opposite of plus 3 become minus 3. This is times 2. Opposite of times 2 become divided by 2. So now the input, we are going to use it as x still. So we will have x in here. We subtract it by 3, x minus 3, it will be x minus 3 still. So this is for this one. In here, from the x we subtract it by 3, we will have x minus 3. After that, we divide the result. We divide the result by 2. Usually when we have a division, I will ask you to write it as a fraction. So we will write x by 3 because the result, so the fraction sign, it will be all over and then divide by 2. So the inverse function, it will be y is equals to x minus 3 divided by 2, or you can say that x is x is mapping into x minus 3 divided by 2. Is there anyone having any question for this little explanation before we discuss the question 13? Is there anyone who have any question? It's okay to ask me any question if you have any question, rather than you stay quiet. No one? No one get confused, or is it confusing? No? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the another example before we okay. Some of you are still confused. Okay. If you are still confused in here, the rule is the same thing as we are finding the when we already have the output, we need to find the input. This is the same rule. So we have to do from the back, we do the opposite. And then you just need to copy all the function machine. This is plus 3. If plus 3, the opposite of plus 3, it will be minus 3. And then this is the first one is times 2. Opposite of times 2 is divided by 2. Because it is inverse, usually we do from the left side. Now it is inverse, so we do from the right side. And then all the number we copy paste, but like we just do the opposite. This is plus 3 become minus 3 times 2 become divided by 2. So the x, we need to subtract it by 3. X minus 3, it will be remain the same as x minus 3. After I have x minus 3, I have to divide the result by 2. If the result, do not forget to put bracket on it. All the result, I will have to divide it by 2. So divide by 2. And then as we know, usually when we have x divided by 2, we will write it as x per 2, right? Now we have x minus 3 divided by 2. So we will write it as x minus 3 per 2. Is it helping, or is which part that making you confused? So I can explain it better rather than I keep on repeating. Is it already okay, or is it still confusing for you, for those who ask me any question? Okay, no one tell me anything, so I will just explain with another example. For another example in here, this is already have some example. We already have the equation. Oops, sorry. The equation is y is equals to x plus 5 for the first question. So from this question, we need to draw the function machine. The x is plus 5, so it means the input is x. The input, I need to plus it by 5, so I will get x plus 5. Because I need to find the inverse, I need to do reverse. So this is plus 5, we need to do subtract it by 5. So usually we go from the left, we go from the right. We have x, we minus it by 5. So it will be x minus 5 for the inverse. So the inverse, we will write it as y is equals to x minus 5. For another example, we have x per 2 minus 4. So in here, to get x per 2, it means the x I need to divide it by 2. After that, there is thing in here minus 4. So it means I need to subtract it by 4. So I will get x per 2 minus 4. Inverse, I will do from the back, do the opposite. Minus 4, opposite is plus 4. Opposite of divide by 2 will be times 2. So now the x will be on the right side. X plus 4, it will be equals to x plus 4. And then x plus 4 times 2, it will be like this, usually times 2. Usually the number we will write it in the front, so the number 2 will move at the front. It will be 2 open bracket x plus 2. So the inverse will be x is mapping into 2 times x plus 4 in the bracket. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe my explanation is still confusing? Before we discuss the question 13, is there anyone having any question? Hello? So to find the inverse, when we already have the equation, we need to draw the equation into function machine. After we already have the function machine, we will do it from the back to in a opposite way. So later we will make a new equation based on the new function machine. Okay, none of you ask me anything, I think, through the chat box. Okay, so I will continue to the question 13. I know the question 13, I said it's not compulsory for you because maybe I haven't really explained if it is like we use the inverse function to make equation. Usually we use the inverse function to find the input only, but not to make equation. That's why I skip. I do not force all of you to do the question 13. Now we are going to discuss the question 13. Feel free to ask me any question whenever you have any question, yeah. For the question 13, we have y is equals to 7x minus 3. It is 7x minus 3. So it means to get 7x, we need to focus on the letter x first. To get 7x, it means from the x, I need to multiply it by 7. After I multiply by 7, I need to subtract it by 3. That's why in here, I will have times 7 minus 3. And then now we are going to find the inverse. If finding the inverse, we need to do the opposite. Opposite of minus 3, it will be plus 3. Opposite of times 7, it will be divided by 7. So now we start the x from the right side, x plus 3. So we will write it as x plus 3. We divide it by 7. If we divide by 7, so it will be all over 7 like this. So the inverse function, it will be y is equals to x plus 7, x plus 3 per 7 for the question 13a. Is there anyone who get confused at question 13A? Or maybe anything is confusing still for you? Is there anyone who get confused at question 13A? No question? Okay. If you have no question, let us move to the question 13B. For the question 13B, we have 7 minus 3x. I told you we need to focus at the letter x. Now the letter x in here is multiplied by, this is the x, is multiplied with negative 3. That's why I do multiply by negative 3. After that, there is another number in here, 7. It means I plus it by 7. Because it will be x times negative 3, it will be negative 3x. We plus it by 7, it will be negative 3x plus 7. Usually, we will write the positive first and then the negative later. So, it will be 7 minus 3x. This is same with the question. So, it means the function machine for the equation B, it's already correct. So I can, oops, sorry, it's supposed to be minus 7, yeah. Sorry, I make a mistake in here. This is opposite of plus 7 is minus 7. And then this is times 3, opposite of times 3 will be divided by 3. So the correct answer is supposed to be x minus 7 per negative 3. Sorry, I did not, I haven't changed the positive into negative. Is there anyone having any question or maybe get confused because I make mistake in here? Is there anyone who get confused? Let me know whenever you have any confusion. Is there anyone having any question? No question for sure? For sure, no question? No? Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the next question. To the question 13C. For the question 13C, it's not moving. Hello? Oh, sorry. Oopsie, too much. Yeah, for the question, why? Where is my 13C? Yeah, for the question 13C, work out the inverse function for each equation. We have 2x plus 7 per 3. So now we focus at letter x. The x in here, this is the letter x, become 2x. So it means the letter x we multiplied by 2. After next to x, there is plus 7. So it means we plus it by 7. After that, the denominator is per 3. So it means we divide everything by 3. So this is the function machine. It will be times 2 plus 7 divided by 3. Now we are going to find the inverse function. So opposite of times 3, opposite of divide by 3 is times 3. Opposite of plus 3, it will be minus 3. Opposite of times 2, it will be divided by 2. So now we read it from the right side. X times 3, it will be 3x minus 7. So it will be 3x minus 7. This is divided by 2. So it will be per 2. So the inverse function, it will be y is equals to 3x minus 7 per 2. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Is there anyone who get confused? No confusion? Or have lot of confusion? No? Okay. No one tell me anything through the chat box, so I think none of you have any confusion. If none of you having no confusion, we only have like 1 minute left. It will not be enough if we continue to the question 13D. So I will just end up my class. I think that's all for today's class.